right, Brian, we're in the powerhouse. This is pretty impressive. Massive structure, and what is all of this?
Oh, this is the first powerhouse. This is the original one built back in the 30s and extending into the early 40s.
Okay.
And when you look down at the south end, down at the very far end down there, you're really looking back in time. That's the original part of the powerhouse.
Oh.
That's where those first two generators were installed.
Okay.
And we expanded this way as time went on. And we started out with those original two, added 4 more. And this is the new powerhouse, new end of the powerhouse here. So now we're looking at Unit 10 directly behind us. So we have 10 generators in this powerhouse.
Oh, okay.
And what you see down here in this assembly bay is a lot of work going on because we've got an old powerhouse. We've got generators that are anywhere between 65 and 70 years old. They're still cranking out the electricity, but we can make them a little more efficient.
Sure.
And by doing that, we're installing new turbines, and this is one of the new turbines here. In fact, this is the last one that's going in. We've got 9 installed already. This is the last one. This is the 10th one.
And the turbines, they look basically like a boat prop.
Yes.
And so essentially the same kind of thing. I'm assuming the water pushes up against those, creates a centrifugal.
That's right. As the water flows down through the dam from the intake side, it drops straight down through these turbines, causing them to turn.
Okay.
So it's just like if you were to blow into a pinwheel, it would cause it to turn. Water does the same thing here. Now those turbines are connected to a shaft. You can see the top of the shaft here. That shaft extends straight up into the generator. And the generator has 2 main parts. The parts that's connected to the shaft is the rotor, because it rotates, just like the turbine. And that rotor is like a big electromagnet. It's got giant copper coils on it. We send an electric current through it. That current creates a magnetic field. So we have a big electromagnet spinning around inside these things. Outside of that coil, outside of that rotor, is another set of copper coils. So as that magnetic field passes by those copper coils, it induces an electric current. The electrons in the copper atoms start to move.
Oh.
So if you're at home and you plug something in your wall, what's the voltage there? Is that usually like 110 volts, maybe 120? We generate 13,800 volts out of these. So we generate quite a bit more. Out of each one? Yeah, out of each generator.
Wow.
So now we got 13,800 volts of electricity coming out of these generators. We're using, essentially we're using gravity to do the work for us. Gravity's pulling that water down through that turbine. So we don't have any smokestacks here. We don't have any reactors or anything. We're using all natural forces to make this electricity. Now that 13.8, it's going to leave the powerhouse and go through some step-up transformers. So the power lines you see outside, they don't have 13,800 volts. We're going to step up that voltage to either 115,000 volts or 230,000 volts. Now when that electricity leaves the high side of the transformer, then it's not ours anymore. Now it belongs to the Bonneville Power.
So there's where the switch is.
That's where the switch is.
So people can't call you guys and say, why do you keep raising my rates?
Exactly, yeah. We turn water into electricity here, but Bonneville Power, they turn electricity into dollars.
Gotcha.
And so they have that way to figure that out. And we only generate electricity on demand. So we just can't generate all the electricity we can all the time because there's no place to put it. We don't have a battery big enough to store that in.
Oh, okay.
So Bonneville Power contacts our control room periodically and requests either more or less kilowatts at a particular time, and then we go ahead and
produce it.
Yeah, we do. It's relatively easy for us to turn a generator on and off here. This takes a couple of minutes to do that.
Okay.
So we provide power as it's needed.
That is so amazing.
Yeah, it really is amazing. And these things are so big. They're built down here, they look like they won't even fit anywhere else. But when this turbine is ready to go, we'll bring our overhead crane up, lift this thing up, take it over the generator it's supposed to be in, and drop it down in that hole.
So how deep are these generators?
Well, They're going to be down at about sea level. And we're standing right now at about 67, 65 feet above sea level. Right at this level.
So somewhere around 60 plus feet
below where we're standing now. Yeah.
And it's just one. Is it just one big long shaft that goes down?
It's one big long shaft. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, as we put these generators together, you'll see the turbine down below. The shaft extends up. There's a generator, the rotor, and the coils up above. Now, the water will come in from the side, so water doesn't necessarily drop all the way down through, but it comes from the upstream side of the dam and flows down through the turbine.
Okay.
So the water flows through this dam pretty well down below this lower level down here.
And then after it's flowed down and through the turbine, then how is it expelled?
It's just an opening. It's simply wide open, and that water flows through to the tail race down below and continues on its way.
Huh. Very interesting.
So these dams are not big solid structures. They're honeycombed. They have openings all through them to allow water to flow through.
Yeah. Because you think a dam, you just think, just massive
big
block.
Dam.
Yeah.
The concrete spillway reaches 1,450 feet in overall length with 18 50-foot wide gates. 12 of the gates are 50 feet high and 6 are 60 feet. The gates were designed to open in 2-foot intervals, and when the gates are raised to their full open position, the spillways can pass 1.6 million cubic feet of water per second. In order to cope with the destructive power of the falling water from the spillways and onto the underlying sill, engineers placed a double row of reinforced concrete baffles on a specially designed overflow section of the deck and used a heavily reinforced 5-foot thick concrete apron extending 100 feet out at the base of the dam. The second powerhouse, located on the Washington shore, offers one of the world's most accessible views of a powerhouse. Inside, generators can be seen from a walkway 26 feet above the powerhouse floor. Visitors can ride an escalator down into the powerhouse to get a close-up view of the generator and rotating turbine shafts through special viewing windows. The powerhouse not only plays a key role as a modern hydropower plant, it also was a star fixture as Nova Laboratories in TriStar Pictures' 1986 hit comedy adventure Short Circuit. Do you remember Number 5 is Alive? You should watch it again and see how much you recognize. It takes more than 150 people to operate and maintain Bonneville Lock and Dam each year. The workforce includes engineers, powerhouse and lock operators, office administrators, skilled laborers, warehouse workers, biologists, and park rangers. Bonneville Dam is located 145 river miles from the mouth of the Columbia River and only 45 miles east from Portland, Oregon. The dam was named after Captain Benjamin Bonneville, who was a soldier, trader, and explorer.
Well, Brian, it's been very interesting. Thank you for taking us through the Powerhouse 1, Powerhouse 2, the visitor centers, and showing us all of the inner workings of the Bonneville Dam. It's really an amazing and impressive operation. Really appreciate your time.
All right, you bet. It was good showing you around, and come back again sometime.
We would love to.
We like to have company here anytime we can.
Good deal. Alrighty. Well, again, Brian, it was a pleasure.
Okay.
Take care.
All right, you too.
Alrighty.
See you later.
Bye.